Timestamp, January 21st. I missed today. Sorry about that. 2026. It's about 2:20 a.m. I'm gonna let a couple of puppies out. It's 40 something degrees out. So I'm going to try and deke them at the door because they can handle this on their own. They don't actually need me as a chaperone. See if it works. You guys need to go outside? Based on that, I'd say yes. All right, go. Come on. So far, so good. Got the floor towels in the washer. Got a fresh pot of vanilla macadamia brewing. I don't know, you ever have one of those days where you wake up and you have that like best case scenario kind of day in your head, you wake up, you're 20 years old again, hotel room service is there, Allison Hannigan's, joining you for breakfast kind of thing. Oz wouldn't have a chance with that girl. Anytime my wife and I have watched Buffy, because we've been watching Buffy for, since it came out. Actually, I take that back, since about season 2. Because initially we were like, no, it's going to be silly. It's a high school, fantasy horror show. It's going to be stupid. And a friend of ours Ron, talking to you, kept saying, oh my god, no, it's much better than that, give it a chance. And we watched it and we're like, what were we missing? Went out and found season 1, But yeah, in high school, back in the day, because I'm not weird, I know, like 10 years older than her, 20 years older than her. Yeah, probably 15 at this point, I don't know. But back in the day, you always put yourself in those scenarios, right? Willow. Cute redhead, smart, sense of humor. Oz, guitarist, edgy, all that. Yeah, he would have had competition, put it that way. And before I hear the whole she's gay, I still maintain she's bi. And there's nothing wrong with either one. There's nothing wrong with either one. But here's my logic on that. She had a pretty solid relationship with Oz until Oz screwed it up. And there is a scene, because I know Tara Kennedy, I get it. There is a scene, I forget what episode it's in, but it's after she is with, I think, Tara. I don't think we're at Kennedy yet. And Xander lets out the phrase, hot girl, or smart girls are so hot. And she says something like, you couldn't have figured that out? I still maintain they had kind of an unrequited thing, Xander and Willow. She's bi. There's nothing wrong with being bi, there's nothing wrong with being gay. And they're still part of the rainbow community either way. I'm actually going to give it a minute. I don't know, he's probably just going to sound like they don't bark. What you guys do? I'll let him in. You sure? You good? You good? That's not me. Alright, fine, come on. Good day. So anyway, you ever wake up and you're like, Gently. Thank you. I almost took my finger yesterday. Little guy. You are just a circus dog, man. Duke Danhauser. Tag and collar on the way. Been watching steadily, you know what I'm talking about. Mr. Jinx. Here you go, sir. Waiting patiently. Janus is... I was loving on him when I first came out. But yeah, you ever have one of those mornings where you wake up and you're like, if I was in the Matrix, since the Matrix knows if things are too weird, my head will explode. But this is the start of a pretty decent day. And that. Just felt pretty good in general. Health check. Chest tightness. Otherwise, I feel pretty good. Feeling a dread in the back of my mind. Always. And there will be until I finally get that phone call. And then I'm just going to be very upset for a long time, because that'll mean both my parents are gone, you know. But yeah, I woke up. I got a Beagle Shepherd mix puppy luxuriating on the floor in front of the couch, looking adorable. I got a fluffy tuxedo 7-toed cat at the foot of the couch, lounging it up on a big fluffy purple blanket. I'm nice and cozy under my little blanket. Terror of the Zygons is going off, and Talons of Wang Chiang is coming on. That brief moment where you kind of sigh and say life is good, you know, those little things. Oi. Guys. Yeah, just walk away from them. How hard is that? Kids. But yeah. Some of the details are a little rough, but we're okay. You know, my girl's not moved in here yet. Middle child is not here yet. There have been complications there. We'll get there. Been making steady progress in here. I found the second basin for the sink. It's underneath a whole lot of plastics and stuff that had just been dumped in there, that, you know, stuff that can't go in the dishwasher but need to be cleaned. And it's just mounding after a while. Threw a bunch of it away. I've got some of it drying on the stovetop right now, because you gotta hand wash it, it'll melt in the dishwasher, you know. And it's just kind of that put it off thing. But trying to knock out these projects. It's hard to find the ambition sometimes. You know, make progress, but not nearly what I could if I were fully engaged. And it's just the stress and everything else of everything. And I know that. I'm not 100. You know, I know a lot of YouTubers like to put on fancy ways and all that. I'm pretty much keeping it real. Not AI. I find myself doing the 30-30s, which is kind of what Pix taught me as a means of working around ADHD and whatnot. Because I know I have some ADHD. I know I do. Undiagnosed, but I know. But she'll like bust her butt for on something for like 30 minutes and then take a 30-minute, Stardew Valley or watch a video on YouTube or something like that, break. 30 more minutes. And you do that for, 12, 14, 16, 20-hour day, and you usually wind up going over on your work anyway, because you'll be in the groove 30 minutes into it, and you'll finish up a task, and it'll be 40 or 50 minutes. You're putting in an 8+ hour day doing that. That's kind of how I've been doing it. I think for me it's more like 60/30s. I'll work at something for an hour, watch a video or something for 30. I'm not really playing any games right now except for my daily stuff. I got Disney Magic Kingdoms on my phone. I got an online kingdom builder type game that I play. Yeah. But yeah, booth number 3 is coming along. I got an acorn behind me. See if I can plug away out on there. Peaceful walk. Yeah, I'm playing hopscotch over here. Alright, breathing saliva doesn't work, in case anybody's not sure. This is the base for booth number 3. Painted, and I've done, you'll probably tell the paint difference if I hit it in the light right. Maybe not. There you go, yeah. The dissemination line there. Right there-ish. Because I've done the top coat there, but not here. So I'm going to do the top coat on the other half. I want to touch up the sun on the back, and then I'll be able to seal that. And then it's ready for assembly. And I've got all 3 of the right ones done. Then I'm going to slowly get the left ones done too. Because again, paint them at the same time, or later on down the road I'm going to go, man, the color's faded. It's a little bit different now. They don't really match. I got to redo the whole thing. So avoidable. So and this is pretty mindless. Earth technology is very simple. Lathering on a coat. But yeah, I got my normal 20 item list today. I don't expect to get all 20 done. Try and get my A's done. I've got some A's on my list. Remember, from a working your list standpoint, ABCs. Your A's are the stuff that need to get done that day. I haven't been so great on that lately. I admit it. Forgive me, Father, I have sinned. The B's are stuff that need to get done soon. Doesn't have to be today, but should be within the next day or 2 or 3 or 6. C's, some people go way down to like D, E, and F. I usually don't. I keep it simple. Your C's, those are things that there's no real rush on it. I mean, with anything that's on your list, if it's got the quality to it where it's on your list, it's something that should get done. So it's not like, superfluous, like doesn't exist as something that needs to happen. But for the most part, your C's are your stuff that by the end of next week, before the end of the month, this quarter, that kind of stuff. Got a couple of C's on there, but most of them are A's and B's. Some of those C's are like general maintenance things around here that are not going to get done, in that those projects get done when we are completely moved in here, have gotten rid of all of the debris, and are trying to figure out if we're selling the place, and if we are, where we're going. You know what I mean? Some of those C's are that kind of ongoing thing. You know, laundry, dishes. I'm not going to be stopping laundry or dishes at the end of this quarter. You know, oh, I did it. We're good. You know, they're just kind of rotating A's and B's, really, but the way they stay on the list, they're more like C's. Does that make sense? Did I go down far enough? I think so, but let's make sure. The bright side of this is if you coat over an existing coat, it's not that big a deal. It's transparent and normally doesn't cause like bubbling or anything like that. I think we're good there. I know we're good there. Actually, I'm not sure if I got that little section there or not. It doesn't really have a glisten or a gleam, which means it already kind of halfway dried, or I didn't really coat that area. Exactly. That is my concern as well. Thank you, Tanner. And nope, missed a spot there. Okay. So yeah, just kind of woke up with a peaceful, easy feeling. To quote the song. Which is nice, because I had a few nights this week where I woke up, not in a panic, but I knew I was waking up from a nightmare, you know. You know those? You wake up and you're like, start looking around for, you know, the vampire or the enemy soldiers or whatever it is that was causing problems for you in your sleep. Wash the brush out. Now I have two things. Dishes will pull out in a bit. Be in the floor towels. Then I can start doing some other laundry and take a shower this morning. Sounds pretty exciting, I know. That's more for my OnlyFans channel, but you know. Got a friend that's watched a few of my videos, and she likes to remind me that I need to remind people that I'm kidding about the OnlyFans thing. Marcus, people are going to take me seriously. They're going to start looking at it. I'm on an OnlyFans. I just think it's funny to say. Is it funny to say? I don't know. I just think it is. My sense of humor is not everybody's. I know that. Oh, I need the orange. Now we're doing, wrapping up a pot of Harry and David milk chocolate caramel, which is yummy. And currently, looks like it's about done. Because I think Tiny is sleeping. Doing some vanilla macadamia. Thank you, Jinx. I needed that moved around the floor. Appreciate it. Grace. Yeah. Jinx, the black cat, is water obsessed. Which is weird, but there are cats like that. If I'm pouring water into the bowl, he tries to drink it as it's pouring. Will occasionally dunk his head under like a marathon runner. It's all very strange. And if the bowl's half full right now, if it is half full or closer to empty, he will, I don't know if he's trying to get my attention on it or if he's trying to make the water oscillate, because he likes moving water. So there is a running theory that he will drag the water bowl to get it moving. I don't know. He won't tell me. You would think we're on better terms than that. You would think. But clearly, we are not. The teal still shows through a little bit on the suns. I do find that annoying. I'm trying to block it out in favor of the sun, as it were. Mostly getting it, but there's still like little pockets of teal that seem to peek through. Which is annoying to me. I'm not even a Virgo and it annoys me. So this is just for fun size. Orange has holes. It's true. So a little bit of touch up there. Tried to get rid of some of the teal because again, orange has holes. Cushion, did the base now. The next thing I would need to do is do the top coat on that, because I'm satisfied with the pink. The pink, I've got really good coverage on it. It's very solid. And I've gotten all the areas that are exposed. I learned that the hard way on that first build, because it was like, oh yeah, I put it together and it's like giant amounts of plastic still visible. It's like, oh yeah, it doesn't set in perfectly. I've got to do that section too. Damn it. So I think I've got all that covered. I think. Then, I think what we're going to do is start working on probably like one left at a time. I want to do the library part. Figure out what I want to do there color-wise. need to do the little tables for the lounge. That are going to be next to the booth seats. I'm not sure what I'm doing with those yet. You know what I mean? Carefully grab you.
The unit has been neutralized.
Got a very, very high-tech drying rack on top of the box there. State of the art.
Infrared alert.
It was actually approved by NASA. It was engineered by the Brits and the Germans in conjunction with Cape Canaveral. But yeah, I've got these little tables, and I've got a bunch of them now. It was one of the things I was doing earlier. It's a jumbled mess right now, but like I got my booth sets kind of in place. I was actually sorting some of the stuff earlier. Yeah, lid's not on. That was almost really bad. I feel my caffeine. That's so good. Again, find the joy, right? Got some mac and cheese in there. Taught Tiny how to make a cheese sauce the other night. I was trying to use up some of the stuff that was here, because this is stuff I picked up from my parents back in 23. My dad was picky about his mac and cheese. He loves mac and cheese, but he only likes good mac and cheese. So Cracker Barrel does a boxed, I don't know if they still do, but they did do a boxed mac and cheese, which is supposed to be like their recipe, So I picked up a couple of cases. So I was doing everything I was supposed to do. Damn it. There we go. Poured without spilling. Yay for the win. Get him, Gus. So, step over Jinx. You're such a titanic pain in the ass when you do that. So I picked up a couple of cases of the Cracker Barrel mac and cheese in 2023. Noodles are fine. The cheese sauce, because it actually has like a thick pasty sauce that comes with it. I don't think it's supposed to be that shade of brown. I don't think it's supposed to be that shade of brown. It was like a very dark caramel. I mean, we knew going in because the date on the box and all that. Tiny was like, I'm going to open up one of the cheese sauces, but I'm going to want you to look at it because Tiny's kind of new at cooking. And there was that question of, is this going to be okay? Are we about to poison ourselves? The basics. And so yeah, pack out open, and again, darker than caramel. Nope. And I went over the basics, it's cheese sauce, so what are the ingredients in there? Milk, cheese, and okay, so we're talking about dairy products that have gone way past 8. So it was Tiny was already on the right track, but it was that moment of walking him through the math, you know. So those went in the silver container over there for further review later on. And then the question of, oh God, what do we do? So yeah, I taught Tiny how to make a cheese sauce. It was kind of cool. So yeah, going through what I've got, because I've been grabbing up, because at a certain point I'm not going to be grabbing them up. I'm just going to want them here and be able to go, okay, I know I have enough chairs to work with here. So like the blue chairs, like I've got these in the library, I've got another 8 here. The white chairs, I've got another 6 here. I've got a couple of these tired chairs now too. Still not sure what I'm doing with them. I'm sure I'll pick up a couple more along the way. They're interesting, kind of cool, but very themed. I mean, like, I got a blue one, I got this yellow one. It's kind of a fun little lounger kind of thing. And it is, like, supposed to be a tire. Now, if I ever do, like, an auto repair lobby, these will be great. But I got a bunch of these tables. And again, I don't know what it is with the squiggly couple of wavy lines. I don't know what it is with the trend to do that. They pop right off though. And again, this is the thing that you can, like, put one of these on and turn it into a high chair, which, again, from a toy making standpoint, your versatility is quite cool. I concede that I am impressed with the fact that you have furniture pieces that can be combined to create different furniture pieces. That's pretty nifty. That's well thought out. It's a spectacular toy. But I don't know what I want to do with those color-wise. I've got, I think, 3 or 4 just kind of thrown in the lounge set right now. I've got another 4 or 5 there. Not sure. I may do... I think I want to utilize the orange again. I'm thinking about, like, just leaving the legs black and the underside black, not doing anything to it, and then just painting the top part orange. You know, using the same color that I've got on, basically as the sun on the back of the booths. I think I'm going to do that. I think. And I've got a couple sets. I think I've got 2 or 3 sets of the music note chairs. Solving my own questions now. You know, this is important. This is why I talk it through with you. So... those are chairs that are not in here. I've got a bunch of these things now. I've got like 7 of them. Every lot seems to have them. I'm sure I'll wind up using them in something. I just don't know what yet. Where did they go? Ah, there they are. So these things, very clever design. Very, very clever design. The speaker on the back thing is still really weird. Come on, that's pretty slick. But yeah, it's a very fluffy looking lounger. The pink is almost overkill, and it doesn't quite match the booth, sort of, but not really. But I've got like 3 sets of them. I can just use the blue and not use the pink in the lounge. The blue is already, that's pretty good as far as like matching almost the booth seat color. Right? Just not use the pinks on this one. Yeah. Yeah. See? You're helping me. I got in probably about 7 of these things, which these I want to use at the bar. And I'm definitely going to do something paint-wise. You know, I could do the same color scheme, really. Do the back orange, do that pink, do that blue. Maybe do the whole base blue, really. Do you come apart? Without being destroyed? Maybe not. So I'm going to have to be really careful doing that. Yeah, that's like really, really, really in there. It's got a little bit of wiggle to it, so I don't know. It's definitely a tall, and I'm guessing it snaps into something set piece wise for the LOLs. You know, like latches in or slides in. But I'm not using that. Those are going to go, probably going to need 3, depending on how wide I make the bar. Maybe only 2. I don't know. I'll figure it out. And I'm working on the right side first with the booth seats and the tables and all that, and then I'm going to be trying to figure out the bar situation while I work on the library on Moss. My creative outlet, which helps me not go insane. Theoretically. That wasn't the video game, that was my brain. Damn. Stop. You blew the effect. Yeah. So I'm going to sign off here. Apologize for missing a day. You may or may not care. It was a promise I made to myself. Because again, other people with the COPD, whatnot, I'm watching their feeds like suddenly stop, and there's that panic of, oh my God, did you die? You know, a couple of them have reappeared like 3 months later, and they're like, sorry, I got hospitalized. And it's like, okay, you're still alive, good. But there's still a couple, 'cause I was watching like 10 or 15 different ones. There are still several that just gone. And some of them it was like a year and a half ago, 3 years ago, and it's like, you look like you were doing okay, and now your channel's like got no new content. Did you die and no one updated? You know, do you not have family that could hop on and go, Brad didn't make it, you know. This is like an unfair suspense. I mean, obviously, if they passed, you know, it's worse for them than it is for me. I'm just dealing with an anxiety thing. They actually, you know, died. So in the degrees standpoint, I think they're winning that one. But yeah, don't hop on, say you have a terminal disease, and then do content for a year and then vanish, because people are going to think the worst. But yeah, I want to be able to gauge my progress, interact. Yeah. Try and keep the madness at bay. I'm not sure how I'm doing on any one of those finer points, by the way. I think I'm doing pretty good. I'm still at about 2 cigars a day, which I know I need to turn into 0. I'm aware of that. But with the stress of everything going on, that's complicated. And if you haven't started smoking, good, don't. Because it is addictive. It does do that. You know, be addicted to pineapple juice or something, you know, wholesome. Taylor Swift. Be addicted to Taylor. Not like restraining order addicted. You get the idea. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and sign off here. The washer apparently stopped, which is good. Get that in the dryer and start doing other stuff, and I gotta empty the dishwasher, and my work is never done. It's easier to do the solo stuff though when I'm the only one up and about. So, you know, when someone else is coming in and out and all that, sometimes I have to stop to, if Tiny's making a sandwich or 2 or 6, because a kid eats like Shaggy, forget about going in the kitchen for like 40 minutes. It's a whole thing. Exactly. See, that was the right timing right there. It's true. Love the kid, but damn. You are hand dicing olives to put on 6 sandwiches. Okay. Okay. No, it's fine. I can wait. It's fine. I was not doing 4 different tasks in the kitchen that have all screeched to a halt. Or maybe I was. First world problems, right? Alright. Oh, and in the news, we may or may not be invading Greenland. It's basically Denmark. It'd be like someone invading Puerto Rico. It's basically the United States. It's territory. It's... what are we doing? We want something that one of our allies has, so we're going to go take it. To quote Dennis Quaid, this is a really bad idea, fellas. Anyway. 25th Amendment. Come on. Or impeachment. That works too. That's fine. Yeah. So, you know the drill by now. Hug your parents, hug your kids. Make it a great day.